Slide 2. Good evening. On behalf of the Florida Department of Transportation and the Florida Turnpike Enterprise, we would like to welcome you to the public meeting for the Midway Road, County Road 712, widening from Glades Cutoff Road to Jenkins Road and Midway Road, County Road 712, partial interchange at Florida's Turnpike, State Road 91 project. The meeting is relative to financial management project numbers 231440-4 and 451858-1. Slide 3. Introductions. Slide 4. Meet the team. Introducing the project team. Florida Department of Transportation Project Manager, Mr. James Hughes. Florida Turnpike Enterprise Project Manager, Mr. Justin Relitz. Consultant Project Managers, Mr. Kevin Iannarone and Mr. Henry Belrose. And Community Outreach Specialist, Miss Amy Lee Deal. Slide 5. Elected officials. Before we get started, we would like to thank any federal, state, county, or city officials who may be present during this presentation. You will be asked to introduce yourself prior to our open discussion segment. Slide 6. Moving Florida Forward. We would like to recognize Governor DeSantis' Moving Florida Forward proposal. This initiative is truly historic, and the projects included will help relieve congestion while also focusing on safety, resiliency, the supply chain, and economic growth. The Midway Road, County Road 712 widening from Glades Cutoff Road to Jenkins Road project is number 18 on the Moving Florida Forward initiative. Thank you, Governor DeSantis. Slide 7. Moving Florida Forward. The Moving Florida Forward initiative benefits for the Midway Road, County Road 712 widening from Glades Cutoff Road to Jenkins Road project are added lanes for double capacity, improved freight mobility, increased quality of life for residents, and improved connectivity and travel times for emergency evacuations. Slide 8. Agenda. Tonight's agenda includes public notice, FDOT's non-discrimination policy and public involvement, the project location and overview, proposed improvements, construction impacts, the project schedule and cost, questions and comments, followed by the contact information and closing before we adjourn. Slide 9. Public notice. Public notice for this meeting, including information on how to access the meeting platform, was provided in several ways. There was an ad placed in the Florida Administrative Register. Notice was also provided in the form of a public information meeting flyer to property owners and tenants in the project area. A meeting notice was also provided via the Florida Department of Transportation's project webpage and social media platforms, and via email to the project's contact list. Slide 10. Non-discrimination policy and public involvement. Slide 11. Non-discrimination policy. The Florida Department of Transportation is required to comply with various non-discrimination laws and regulations, including Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Public participation is solicited without regard to race, color, national origin, age, sex, religion, disability, or family status. Persons wishing to express concerns relative to FDOT compliance with Title VI may do so by contacting Sharon Singh Hyen, the District 4 Title VI Coordinator, at 3400 West Commercial Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33309. Her phone number is 954-777-4190, or by calling toll-free at 866-336-8435, extension 4190. You may also reach Sharon via email at sharon.singhyan@dot.state.fl.us. That's SHARON.SINGHAGYAN@dot.state.fl.us. Or you can contact the statewide Title VI Coordinator, Stephen Kulikowski. His address is 605 Sewanee Street, MS 65, Tallahassee, Florida, 32399. His phone number is 850-414-4742, or call him toll-free at 866-374-3368, extension 4742. You can also reach Stefan via email at stefan.kulikowski@dot.state.fl.us. That's stefan.kulakowski at dot.state.fl.us. Slide 12. Public involvement. There are many ways to be involved. Complete a comment form from the welcome table. Comment forms may be dropped in the comment box or handed to a project representative. Email your comment to the FDOT project manager, James Hughes, at james.hughes@dot.state.fl.us. That's james.hughes@dot.state.fl.us. Or visit the project webpage at www.midwayroad.com. That's www.midwayrd.com to submit a comment. Slide 13. Project location and overview. Slide 14. Location of projects. The projects are located at Midway Road, County Road 712, from Glades Cutoff Road, County Road 709, to Jenkins Road and Midway Road partial interchange at Florida's Turnpike in St. Lucie County. Slide 15. Project overview. The primary purpose of these projects is to provide additional capacity to meet existing and future traffic needs, improve safety by alleviating existing roadway and capacity deficiencies, and allow opportunities for pedestrian, bicycle, and transit facilities. The additional capacity will improve freight mobility and enhance emergency evacuation along Midway Road and provide access to and from the south of Florida's Turnpike. Slide 16. Proposed improvements. Slide 17. Summary of proposed improvements. This is a graphical depiction of what Midway Road will look like when it is widened to 4 lanes. This is known as a typical section and is shown from the perspective of looking to the east towards US 1. The key features shown in this typical section are: there will be 2 11-foot travel lanes in each direction. These travel lanes will be separated by a raised median that will include landscaping. 7-foot buffered bike lanes will be provided in both the eastbound and westbound directions. A 6-foot sidewalk will be built on the north side, adjacent to the westbound travel lanes. A 12-foot shared use path will be built along the south side, adjacent to the eastbound travel lanes. The existing canal along the south side of the roadway will be filled in and replaced by an underground concrete box culvert. A 10-foot landscape buffer will also be maintained along the south side of the roadway. Within the buffer, non-native vegetation will be removed, and supplemental plantings will be added. The posted speed will be 45 miles per hour. Slide 18. Summary of proposed improvements. Approaching the bridge over Florida's Turnpike, the profile of the roadway will be raised, resulting in the need for retaining walls, concrete barriers, and pedestrian protection walls. The median will be widened to accommodate dual left turn lanes at the ramp terminals. All other typical section elements will remain the same. Slide 19. Summary of proposed improvements. This is a graphical depiction of what Midway Road Bridge over Florida's Turnpike will look like when it's widened to 4 lanes. This is a typical section and is shown from the perspective of looking to the east towards US 1. The key features shown in this typical section are: there will be 2 11-foot travel lanes in each direction. There are 2 11-foot left turn lanes in the westbound direction. The eastbound travel lanes will be separated by a raised concrete traffic separator. 7-foot buffered bike lanes will be provided in both the eastbound and westbound directions. An 8-foot sidewalk will be built on the north side, adjacent to the westbound travel lanes, separated from traffic by a concrete barrier, and fully enclosed with fencing. A 12-foot shared use path will be built along the south side, adjacent to the eastbound travel lanes, separated from traffic by a concrete barrier, and fully enclosed with fencing. The posted speed will be 45 miles per hour. Slide 20. Project limits. Glades Cutoff to Torino Parkway. This image shows the very beginning of this widening project. The pavement reconstruction will begin just east of the Florida East Coast Railroad. The project will connect to the existing 4-lane section and carry them east through the project. At the Torino Parkway intersection, an exclusive right turn lane will be provided from eastbound Midway Road to southbound Torino Parkway. The eastbound and westbound left turn lanes will be replaced and extended as dictated by the latest traffic analysis. The signal will be replaced with a new signal mast arm. Please note, this design will align with the current improvements being constructed along Torino Parkway by City of Port St. Lucie. Lastly, an existing pond shown in the light blue shading will be modified to treat the additional stormwater runoff from the improved roadway. Slide 21, Project Limits, Torino Parkway to northbound off-ramp. Continuing east, this image shows the proposed layout between Torino Parkway and the new bridge over Florida's Turnpike. Note the extended westbound left turn lane for Torino Parkway. Additionally, a bus bay will be provided east of Torino Parkway for future transit service. New signalized intersections will be added to the intersections of Midway Road and the proposed southbound on-ramp and northbound off-ramp. An exclusive right turn lane will be provided at the Midway Road Bridge over Florida's Turnpike and will be reconstructed and widened to include 4 travel lanes, the shared use path, a sidewalk, and a dual left turn lane onto the newly constructed Turnpike southbound on-ramp. Slide 22, Project Limits, Interchange Movements. This image shows the various movements within the interchange. Northbound off-ramp movements, dedicated left and right turn lanes, future accommodations for dual westbound left turn lanes, eastbound right turn lane, single lane exit from Turnpike, southbound on-ramp movements, dual westbound left turn lanes, dedicated eastbound right turn lane, merges to 1 lane at Turnpike. Slide 23, Project Limits, Turnpike to Jenkins Road. Continuing east, this image shows the proposed layout east of the Midway Road Bridge over the Turnpike and the end of the project connecting to the Midway Road section currently under construction from Jenkins Road East to Selvitz Road. The existing Corporate Way intersection will be replaced by the new signalized northbound ramp terminal. This intersection has been designed to accommodate the construction or the future ramps to the north of the interchange by simply constructing the additional left turn lanes. The through lanes on Midway Road will not be impacted. Finally, new ponds will be constructed to treat the additional stormwater associated with the proposed improvements. Slide 24, Project Limits, Midway Road Access Management. In the current configuration along Midway Road, vehicles are allowed to access both driveways to Midway Scape Supply as shown with the green arrows. The proposed improvements will cause changes for these 2 driveways. Slide 25, Midway Road Access Management. With the introduction of the interchange that connects to Midway Road, it now requires a limited access right-of-way on the north and south side of Midway Road from east of Florida's Turnpike to Jenkins Road. This will close the 2 existing driveways from Midway Road to the Midway Scape Supply business. Coordination is ongoing for this access change as part of the right-of-way acquisition phase. Slide 26, Project Limits, Ramps. As discussed previously, 2 new ramps will be built as part of this project to connect Midway Road to Florida's Turnpike. A new on-ramp is proposed from Midway Road to southbound Turnpike. It will start with 2 lanes and merge down to 1 lane before entering Florida's Turnpike. Also, a new off-ramp is proposed from Turnpike northbound to Midway Road. It starts as 1 lane off Florida's Turnpike and splits into 2 lanes near Midway Road. Slide 27, Proposed Improvements. Here is a rendering of the proposed improvements. North is to the right on this slide. A new on-ramp is proposed from Midway Road to southbound Turnpike. A new off-ramp is also proposed from Turnpike northbound to Midway Road. Noise walls are proposed in this area as shown. A 22-foot noise wall will be built on the Turnpike southbound next to Winter Lakes Park. An 8-foot noise wall will be built on the proposed retaining wall on the proposed southbound on-ramp. Lastly, a 14-foot shoulder-mounted noise wall will be built on Turnpike northbound. Slide 28, Proposed Improvements. Here is a rendering of the proposed improvements looking at a slightly different angle. North is to the left on this slide. Noise walls are proposed in this area for the community in the southwest corner of the proposed interchange. 8-foot noise wall is proposed on top of the retaining wall for the proposed on-ramp from Midway Road to Turnpike southbound. A visual barrier is also proposed from the start of the ramp to the west of Midway Road. Slide 29, Noise Wall Policy. In addition to project improvements shown, noise walls will be installed in some areas within the project limits. All noise assessments are carried out in accordance with FDOT policy, which is based on federal and state regulations. For walls to be included in the design plans, they must meet FDOT acoustical criteria and must be constructible. The proposed noise wall locations from the draft noise study are available to view on the project boards within the meeting room, as well as the project website. For more information regarding the noise wall evaluation process and approach, please scan the QR code to view the Turnpike Enterprises traffic noise video. Slide 30. Construction impacts. Slide 31. Duration and phasing of construction. Estimated length of construction, 3 years. Construction will be completed in phases to minimize interruption to traffic. Access will be maintained during construction on Midway Road. Lane shifts will be required on Florida's Turnpike. However, lane closures are expected to be minimal and will occur during off-peak hours. Schedule subject to change. Slide 32. Proposed detours for bridge construction. Construction impacts on Florida's Turnpike are expected to be minimal. The traveling public should expect to see lane shifts in the vicinity of the Midway Road Bridge with some nightly lane closures. The one exception to this is during the Midway Road reconstruction. Overhead work and bridge demolition, including beam placement, deck pours, etc., cannot be conducted over active traffic. As a result, a detour utilizing I-95 from State Road 70 to Southwest Gatlin Boulevard will be implemented. The detour is anticipated to be used at night during off-peak hours for several nights. Please note, the bridge will be constructed in phases, thus the detour may not occur over consecutive nights. Temporary traffic control plan is subject to change. Slide 33. Project schedule and cost. Estimated construction start, spring 2027. Estimated construction end, spring 2030. Estimated construction cost, $71 million. Slide 34. Questions and comments. Slide 35. Written questions and comments. There are multiple ways to submit comments and questions. Submit a comment form to a staff representative or place it in the comment box on the project website at www.midwayrod.com. That's midwayrd.com. You may also contact FDOT Project Manager James Hughes directly by email at james.hughes@dot.state.fl.us. That's james.hughes@dot.state.fl.us. Or by U.S. mail at the Florida Department of Transportation, 3400 West Commercial Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, 33309. You may also call Mr. Hughes at 954-777-4419 to provide verbal comments during normal business hours, or simply speak to a project representative after the presentation. Slide 36. Additional questions and comments. If your question was not responded to during the event, a response will be provided later. While questions and comments will be accepted at any time, those submitted by April 6, 2025, 10 days, excluding holidays, after the public meeting, will become part of the project's public meeting record. A link to the meeting recording will be posted on the project website. Slide 37. Closing and contact information. Slide 38. Contact information. If you have additional questions, please contact FDOT Project Manager James Hughes, P.E., via email at james.hughes@dot.state.fl.us. That's james.hughes@dot.state.fl.us. By U.S. mail at the Florida Department of Transportation at 3400 West Commercial Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33309. Or lastly, by calling 954-777-4419 or toll-free 866-336-8435, extension 4419. Or visit the project webpage at www.midwayrod.com. That's midwayrd.com. Slide 39. FDOT Compass. Community feedback is at the core of all we do. FDOT works with the public to balance their community vision with the community's transportation needs. This is routine on all our projects to ensure Florida's infrastructure is safe, resilient, and efficient for many years into the future. Slide 40. Safety message. The Florida Department of Transportation, FDOT, asks you to do your job when it comes to work zone safety. Be alert. Don't tailgate. Don't speed in the work zone. Don't change lanes in the work zone. Minimize distractions. Expect the unexpected. Slide 41, 2055 Florida Transportation Plan. The 2055 Florida Transportation Plan update process is going on now, and FDOT encourages all of our communities and partners to participate in the process. The 2055 FTP will be a comprehensive statewide blueprint guiding Florida's 30-year transportation future. The FTP will have statewide goals and regional objectives, empowering our communities to develop local strategies around the FTP's common framework. This way, the local strategies will be able to fit within the fabric of each community's unique needs. The plan will be developed through steering committee guidance, focus group support, and comprehensive community engagement, both partner and public engagement. Not sure what the FTP is all about or want to learn more? Please visit floridaftp.com to see how you can participate. Join a focus group, attend a webinar or regional workshop, or simply provide your comments and feedback. Join us as we build our transportation future together. Slide 42. Thank you. This concludes the public meeting presentation for Midway Road, County Road 712, widening from Glades Cutoff Road to Jenkins Road, and Midway Road, County Road 712, partial interchange at Florida's Turnpike Project.